Good evening, I am Tomas Guevara Calderon, and this is the channel Rewriting the Reality. Subscribe to this channel to expand your awareness about what the universal consciousness is. In today's episode number 177, I am going to talk about one of the most influential philosophers. Baruch Spinoza, a 17th century philosopher, had profound ideas about the nature of reality and the human spirit. In his work, Ethics Demonstrated in a Geometrical Manner, Spinoza presents a unique perspective on the relationship between nature and the human spirit. Key concepts. Substance monism. Spinoza argued that there is only one substance in the universe, which he identified as God or nature. This substance is infinite, self-caused, and encompasses everything that exists. Note, this was an extremely advanced idea for his epoch. Attributes and modes. According to Spinoza, the single substance has an infinite number of attributes, but humans can only perceive two: extension, the physical world, and thought, the mental world. Everything else is a mode, a particular manifestation, of this one substance. Note, because there was not so much information at this time about quantum physics and the nature of consciousness, he was not aware of our potential as human beings. Mind-body dualism. Spinoza rejected the traditional Cartesian dualism of mind and body as separate entities. Instead, he proposed that the mind and body are two aspects of the same substance, understood in different ways. Note, in a weird way he was on the right track to defining the nature of the universal consciousness, which is all that exists but that is not a substance, nor an entity, but an action, and that everything springs from it. Also, we as humans are one fundamental element of it. We are essences, consciousness, and in a constant evolution. Determinism. Spinoza believed that everything in the universe follows a set of natural laws and that everything that happens is determined by these laws. This means that human actions and thoughts are also determined by the same natural laws. Note, this was his beliefs. Now we know that he was wrong. There is no determinism, as I will explain later. Human nature. Spinoza viewed humans as part of the natural world, governed by the same laws as everything else. He argued that understanding these laws and living in accordance with them leads to true freedom and happiness. Note, here he was also wrong. I am subscribed to a few groups who follow Spinoza's teachings, and I know they are going to hate me for what I am going to say, but the truth is the truth. Spinoza's denial of free will implies that we don't have genuine options in the sense that our actions are predetermined by prior causes and the laws of nature. According to Spinoza, our sense of having choices is an illusion, and everything we do is the result of a causal chain that we have no control over. This perspective emphasizes that while we may feel like we have choices, those choices are ultimately determined by factors beyond our control. Spinoza was wrong about the free will and about cause and effect, as the majority of people are about cause and effect. In previous episodes I mentioned that cause and effect is a belief, that the truth is the reverse. Let me give you some examples. You feel tired, bored, and you hate your work. Your subjective consciousness knows all of this, therefore it will create a little accident, like a broken leg or a minor disease like a cold, and you will not be able to go to work. And this will continue until your boss gets mad at you and decides to fire you. Now you will be forced to get another job. You are not happy with your partner, because she or he is not the person who you believe it was, but at the same time you don't want to be alone. Surprisingly, one day you meet someone different, and she or he is like a compliment to you, which we usually call our soulmate. What you don't know objectively is that is the work of your subjective awareness, which is also your essence, your mind, or your spirit. You have planned a trip to another country, then you are not able to find your passport, and because of that you miss the flight. Later you learn that the airplane crashed, and all passengers dies. This is also the work of your subjective self, also known as your inner self. At the beginning of 2004 I started having a recurrent dream in which the windows of my car went dark, and I was unable to lower them to see where I was heading. Then I decided to get rid of it and I sold it, but the buyer failed to pay the price we agreed on. This situation showed me that my life is more precious than a car or any valuable asset that I possess. This is also evidence that the objective self, or objective awareness, is always working in synchrony with the subjective self or subjective awareness, or what we call inner self. The three of them are synonymous. The inner self doesn't cheat you ever. I know that some of you have someday experienced a similar situation, or you will experience it someday in the near future. This is evidence that our objective self and subjective self works always in synchrony for our benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you want more information, you can buy my books on Amazon.com.